This is a bit more then on A2Further complex numbers and some more applications in of the Moivre's theorem. So let's take a wee look at these examples here. So we have cos pi over 6 plus I sine pi over 6 all to the power of minus 3. Using the Moivre's theorem, we of course, so we multiply through the minus 3, then we'll, if we put 1, which is out the front to the power of minus 3, it's just a 1, and then we times these in by minus 3. So that's going to give us cos minus 3 pi over 6 plus I sine minus 3 pi over 6. Tidying up gives us cos minus pi over 2 plus I sine minus pi over 2. Cos minus pi over 2 we discussed in the last example, so example previous, is just the same as cos pi over 2 minus I sine pi over 2. So for cos we can just drop the negative there, and that doesn't affect it. For sine we can take the minus out the front, so that's what's happened then for that one. If you work out cos pi over 2, it just gives you nothing. That's the same as cos of 90, and that's nothing. Sine of pi over 2 then is 1, so it's minus I then upon 1. So my answer to this then is negative I. And let's take a look at our second example. We have to simplify cos 5 pi over 11 plus I sine 5 pi over 11 to the power 7, and then we have this here then to the power of 3. Now first thing I want you to note is there's a wee negative in there. This currently isn't in mod arc form, and we need to rearrange it in that sort of sense. So I'm going to rewrite this one here, and at the same time then we're going to multiply out this then kind of by the 7. So first line of working out, that's going to be cos 35 pi over 11. I've times the 5 by the 7 there, plus I sine 35 pi over 11. With no problem with the top line, it's already in the right form. And this here, we're going to do almost the opposite of what we did up here, and we're going to bring the negative then into there, and I hope that makes sense. So we can rewrite this denominator then as cos minus 3 pi over 11 plus I sine minus 3 pi over 11, and that's going to be all cubed. Next step I think is straightforward enough. We want to write just a wee bit of writing here. Plus I sine 35 pi over 11, and then the 3 is going to come in here. Obviously if there was a number out the front, which would normally be an R, we would cube it, but it's just a 1, so that stays as it is. And then we have cos minus 9 pi over 11 plus I sine minus 9 pi over 11. The rules here are then that we bring this down a little bit. We want to subtract these two things. So 35 pi over 11 minus 9 pi over 11 is going to give us cos 44 pi over 11 plus I sine 44 pi over 11. Cos of 4 pi plus I sine of 4 pi. You can put that on your calculator, you can do whatever you want, but I know that sine of 4 pi is going to give me 0, so the I bit disappears. Cos of 4 pi is going to give me 1. Find an answer to this one then. That's going to be 1.